Hi guys, welcome back to PVTV, and we are going a little bit retro today, not necessarily with historical platforms, but history in airsoft a little bit. We've not seen these for a long time. Personally, I have had a few in the past, many years ago, but we are looking at the WE gas blowback AR range today. We've got a standard M4A1, we've got a bigger technical AR, and we do have an AK to look at as well. So we are going to start with the OG, the original, the M4A1, the sort of building block to most ARs nowadays. There are a few subtle differences in the sort of newer variants of them, especially the big chunky boy. That is a version 3, so there's steel parts and all sorts of really cool bits in there. But with the M4A1, again, this is a bog standard platform that you can build off. So this is your foundations of if there is a custom build that you're looking for, or a style of build that you're looking for that you don't think exists. You want different rails on it, optics, different stocks. This is kind of your bedrock of that platform. Again, M4A1, so we have a full carbine length barrel, and underneath the birdcage here, they have changed the 40mm counterclockwise. Way back in the day when gas blowbacks were sort of just hitting the market and people had just started seeing them, it was a common situation where gas weapons used to be clockwise threads and AEGs used to be counterclockwise threads. WE have now changed, and these do have counterclockwise threads on it. So any of the standard adapters, you want to put suppressors, muzzle brakes, any device that you want will fit on here. Underneath that, we've got that carbine length barrel that I'm about, and we've got this standard M4A1 front end with the classic A-post and the polymer hand grip. Does mean that if you're wanting to go for that retro look and you want to start putting UGLs on here, it's got the bayonet lug, it's got the sling point on the front here, the pullback style delta ring, and all that really cool retro vibe. Coming back to the body, again, standard M4A1 body, kind of basic in its sort of visuals, but again, when this came out, if you start looking at how old the M4A1 is now, it makes your eyes water and you think, I thought this gun was only 15, 20 years old. Keep going, it is way older. We do have the sort of carry handle style optic. It's not a carry handle, it is a sight with the standard hole that's on the top. So if you are wanting to adapt this thing and put some of the more technical accessories on there, there are rail adapters and various different things you can attach. Undoing this, you do get 20mm Riz underneath if you wanted to keep it a little bit more modern. Control-wise, again, there's a slight change to these compared to other gas blowback platforms. Obviously, it is right-handed dominant, and I do have the selector on the left-hand side here. What you will notice, it's currently in safe. And it is still in safe without the weapon racked. So, real steel, ARs and everything like that, you can't put it in safe unless the bolt is racked. It's a safety feature. It's an easy way to know if the weapon's loaded. When you're picking it up, does it go into safe? No, it means the trigger is dead. What they've done with these, you can still put it on safe with the weapon not racked. So what we advise is if the weapon is in safe, do not rack the bolt, because again, the system inside locks out and you don't want to cause any potential damage. Mag release on the right hand side, dropping out the 30 round low cap magazine. You do have a dry fire switch on there, so if you want to press that down, you can click that. And then we do have the valve as standard on the bottom to load this thing up with gas. Nice and easy, it locks in, and again, simple controls. We do have the ping pong paddle. Obviously, with this being gas blowback, you're going to get bolt lock. Pressing the paddle, drops the bolt forward, loads the next round once you've loaded a fresh magazine in there. Standard polymer stock as well with your sling point on the back. Similar across the board with these, they are 6.04mm inner barrels. The M4A1, it's about sort of 370mm in length, and it's not the lightest thing in the bottom, but again, we're looking at gas platforms, we've got all the mechs in there, we've got the bolt, we've got steel parts. This thing's sitting about 2.6 kilos. If we move on to the slightly heavier beast, we're looking at almost 3 kilos when it comes to adding this front rail, steel parts. This is a V3 model, so again, there's going to be some different parts inside, various different sears, hammers, all sorts of the sort of minutiae of the gearbox itself. The trigger box even, slightly different, have been changed to steel parts. But in a similar vein, we do have the 40mm counterclockwise thread. We've got the 6.4 millimeter in a barrel, and this is still a 370 millimeter in a barrel. But obviously externally, we're going a little bit more modern with the Riz rail on the front. Again, plenty of room for accessories if you want to modernize this up. We've got loads of space for pec box, lights, torches, grips, UGLs, anything you want. And again, the receiver is the same. We've got that 20mm Riz, and we've got the classic turret and pin sights on here. Same as we've said before, this is not cocked and it's not loaded, but we can still put it in safe. Again, a feature that WE have added. And then going down to the bottom, we do have a little bung on the bottom of the grip. Obviously, there's going to be no gear, motor or anything here. You can store batteries, you can store Smarties, Haribo, anything you want in there to keep you going. But inherently, it is normally a battery storage unit in the grip. Same with the M4A1, we have the 30 round magazine and a similar stock at the back. So the main differences with this one is obviously we've got this big rail on the front, some slight differences internally when it comes to steel parts, and a little bit more weight. They're both approximately the same length. You're getting about that sort of 77 centimeters all the way out to about 85 with the 6-position stock all the way out. But it's kind of a preference thing. If you're happy with the rail system and you want to just build this thing up with accessories, this is the one to look at. If you're wanting to build something custom and to your own liking, maybe change rails or all like that, the M4A1 is probably the puppy that you want to look at. If we want to keep things a little bit more PMC and shorter, and again, really leaning into that CQB environment on an AK platform, we do have the AKS as well. Couple of similarities with it. Obviously, we do have the same diameter barrel, so we still have that 6.04, but this one is a little bit shorter at about 270. The two ARs we're pumping out, again, this is all gas dependent, temperature dependent, and various different things to take into account, BB weight, but these were pumping out about 330-ish FPS. And again, this is a shorter barrel, but it pumped out a little bit more FPS at the same temperature as gas. That's most likely because of the size of the mag. It's able to pump out a chunk more gas when it actually the hammer hits it. So it's more of a mechanical change than anything else. We've also got the classic style muzzle brake on the front. And again, this is sitting in about 2.7. So again, a smaller, stubbier, shorter platform, but it still has that weight and that meat to it because we have all that stamped steel, the upper steel receiver, metal stock, all the bits that you want to be authentic are, and it's got that glorious, almost bluey style colour, keeping it very close to its real counterpart. We do have a very nice sort of gripped polymer front end, keeping this thing tight and closed when you're cutting around in CQB is going to be a lot of fun. Button on the side here, you can click that, fold the stock over, and this thing drops to about 49 centimeters in length. Really nice and easy to pack away if you wanted to keep a sort of go bag ready with something with a gas platform. It is still a 30 round mag, but we do have this sort of mag assist when it comes to dropping mags in. It's just a slight difference that the AKS has, and we do have a pin and a turret rear sight. The slight differences between the AK and the ARs have what are called grub-style hop chambers. So you do have to take the bolt out, use an Allen key underneath the chamber, slightly adjust, then put it back together, whereas the AK has a classic rotary-style hop just in there. Obviously, it's a bit more of a newer model, has some of the more recent features, but having a rotary accessible hop unit on a gas blowback platform is something to behold. Even some of the MWSs and stuff like that, you still have to maybe take the mag out or take the bolt out or anything like that to get up where the hop adjuster is, or maybe need a tool. This can be done on the fly, which is a really cool addition to a sort of CQB gas blowback platform. So harped on about all of its features, all the different things. I think the AK is probably my favourite purely because of that colouring and that bluing that we have on the receiver. And I think a short CQB AK is something to behold when you get to chat these off, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to take these outside and show you the sort of recoil and the differences and how these perform outdoors. Again, it is quite warm in the UK now, so these things are going to kick like mules and you're going to see them in their best light. But if you want to join me on the outdoor range, we're going to shoot all three of these and see which you like the best. Join me in a minute. So we've made it outside, guys. We've got the M4A1 set up and the two others in the box ready to go. We've got 0.28s in here. We've slightly tweaked the hop just so you can see what they're doing, but this is more just to show it, chatting off and showing you what a gas blowback weapon can be like in nice British weather. So we'll start with the close range targets and then try and reach out to the 60. But the reset on this one is really nice. If we do a little burst, and then let's see if we can reach out. Ooh. And again, bolt lock, nice and simple, easy to do. You'd simply change and then press the paddle, drop the bolt forward. So that's the M4A1. Looking at its bigger brother. And again, it can still go into safe when it's not racked, but when it's racked, it is still the same system. So we're going to do the same again, going for that close target. And again, there's a much bigger, sort of thicker thud to this one as you're ripping a few rounds off, and going to the far one. Again, just about reaching out and getting there. And again, it is a gas platform. It's on a 6.04, so reaching out to that 60-metre target is quite impressive in itself. But I think, by popular opinion, the favourite one, it's got the PMC style hold open device on this. Obviously, an AK does not hold open on its own merit. But dropping that forward, we get on it all the way down is semi-auto. Going for the close targets again. And again, that absolute monster of a bolt throwing back. Let's see if we can get out all the way to the end. Ooh. Just about, yeah. So again, with a 270mm barrel on these and a 370 on the others, with a 6.04, we are reaching out and almost hitting that man-sized target. So you are able to compete with these things. Again, it's all weather dependent, it's all gas dependent, so these things are for more your entertainment than anything else, but they still can compete and quite impressive. So let us know down below which you think is your favourite. Definitely winning my vote with the AKS. And the other two are still just as impressive. So let us know down below what you think, how you trick them out, how you'd build them up, what optics would you use, what tracers, what suppressors. And if that's everything for today, I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit. I'm going to shoot some more BBs. Bye.